institution that is one of the largest foreign investors into Kazakhstan's economy, with a portfolio of investment over 10 billion US dollars. Our friend, Mr. Hussein Ozhan, managing partner for Central Asia and Mongolia for EBRD. Please, Hussein, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Renat. Thank you very much. And congratulations on the Astana Finance Days. It is an important platform, as mentioned by Nurlan as well. Your Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a privilege for me to be here today to discuss the evolving role of the MDBs, multilateral development banks, or international finance institutions, in unlocking infrastructure finance, particularly in the regions of strategic importance like Central Asia, like Kazakhstan. At the EBRD, European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, we believe infrastructure is not a mere concrete or steel. It is the connective tissue of economies. It's the enabler of trade and increasingly the platform for climate resilience and digital transformation. In my short remarks, I will highlight how the IFIs, like EBRD, are driving transformation through risk allocation frameworks, ESG-driven product design, and also equally, if not more importantly, the mobilization of private capital. I will also talk a little bit about potential opportunities that we're looking into, particularly in Kazakhstan. Let me set the scene by talking what it takes to mobilize private capital in an emerging market like Kazakhstan. MDBs or IFIs cannot and should not finance infrastructure alone. And this was also indicated by putting the own tenge as Nurlan, and it was indicated by Renat as well as the big important infrastructure program that was introduced by Deputy Prime Minister as well. So our mission is to unlock private sector or private capital by creating investable ecosystems as well. And all the adagio in infrastructure business, it says risks should be borne by the parties that is best capable of basically managing those risks. So using this principle, as EBRD, we continued our policy engagement with the policymakers, with the government of Kazakhstan, particularly in the areas of project finance and PPPs as well. There are two important projects that was done. One of them is in the infrastructure sector, in the transport infrastructure. That's the big Almaty Ring Road. And the other one was financed last year, is the Kokshetau social infrastructure, Kokshetau Hospital PPP project. So let me talk a little bit about the Bakat, which is the Almaty Ring Road project, PPP. This is Kazakhstan's first large-scale PPP project in transport, which was made possible through improved concession framework, PPP law, and the mechanisms that we try to support and work with the government. And the project attracted reputable investors, international investors, while we mobilized, EBRD mobilized a financial package of close to 600 million, and 2/3 are coming from the lenders and parallel loans from commercial banks and MDBs as well. And the project was successfully delivered in 2023, 15 months ahead of schedule and on budget. This was also quite important. Energy transition is another important one, particularly in the renewable space. In addition to the big 5 gigawatt that Nurlan was indicating just now, there is the auction method, through the auction method, a number of projects that came through as well. And this was done through attracting and creating a state-of-the-art legislation that was put in place, which now renewable energy represents about 6% of the energy produced in Kazakhstan, with a much more impressive goals of up to 15% soon. And this was 10 years ago. These achievements underscore how targeted policy reform combined with strategic investment can unlock private sectors coming in and investing in the country, and that accelerates the transition to a greener and more connected future. We see opportunities to build on lessons learned from the opening up of the pools of capital, more PPP projects, targeted infrastructure gaps in the energy, urban transport, healthcare, education, and other sectors as well. Crucially, embedding also the ESG, environmental, social, and governance from the outset, the projects benefit stronger shareholder and stakeholder management, better access to concessional financing, green finance, and smoother implementation as well. Kazakhstan's success in renewable energy auctions and the larger projects, and its leadership in sustainable finance across Central Asia shows that ESG isn't a constraint, but it is actually a competitive advantage. So let me now talk a little bit about where we see the opportunities. Energy transition. Obviously, Kazakhstan remain amongst the most energy-intensive economies in the world, with energy intensity more than twice as the EU average. And this gap continues to represent enormous opportunity for renewable energy developers, commercial lenders, institution investors alike also. Deploying large-scale solar and wind farms paired with battery storage and modern transmission and distribution networks and piloting the green hydrogen hubs are the big opportunities on the energy side. And regional integration is another one. Realizing the economic potential of the 5 countries in the region, home to 88 million people, hinges on deeper integration and smart specialization to avoiding excess manufacturing capacities and capitalizing on the sizes of the collective market. So no single Trans-Caspian route will suffice. Therefore, need to have alternatives. And Trans-Caspian Transit Corridor, or the Middle Corridor, or Trans-Caspian International Transit Route, which was both mentioned before me as well, is important. And the EBRD plans to invest a minimum of 2 billion euros in the regional and transit infrastructure, which includes the Trans-Caspian route, over the next few years. And we are targeting to mobilize multiples of that from the commercial lenders and other commercial investors, private investors as well. We look forward to also collaborating very closely with AIFC to attract more funding in the form of green and sustainable bonds as well. So let me conclude with this. Viewed from a global perspective, Central Asia is currently enjoying one of the best periods in the recent history. If you need evidence, look no further than the caliber of participants at the Astana Finance Days. Central Asia is relevant for the world, not only for the oil and gas, but also for its human potential, human capital potential, and for its ability to connect, innovate, and create value. Thank you very much.
Wow, great. Thank you, Hossein. Thank you for your institution, for being here for so many years and investing into the economy of Kazakhstan. I have in the beginning said about the difficulty of attracting capital in infrastructure projects, given the long-term nature and long payback period for this project. So we have to get the country creative in attracting different capital with different appetite for risk into these projects. And you have already heard from Samruk-Kazyna, so our own fund, that our public capital that we're ready to put into these infrastructure projects. We heard from the representative of MDBs, how international financial institutions like EBRD, like Asia Development Bank, like AIB, and many Eurasian Development Bank and other institutions contribute to the investment. But I think we are